Ukrainian commander says there are more Russians attacking the city of Bakhmut than there is ammo to kill them.
Here's a summary of the article.
A Ukrainian commander said the situation in Bakhmut, a city in eastern Ukraine, is critical, and that there are more Russian troops surrounding the city than there is ammunition to kill them all. Reuters reported that Nazarenko told the radio station that Ukrainian soldiers in Bakhmut have less ammo than there are Russian troops attacking the city. On Friday morning, Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of the Wagner Group, a Russian mercenary organization, appeared in a video telling Kyiv that Bakhmut was basically surrounded, The Wall Street Journal reported. There's currently only one road left out of the city, CNN reported, and the Russian bombing of a vital supply bridge to Bakhmut has cut Ukrainian forces from critical resources. Bakhmut has been the site of some of the deadliest combat in the war, with Ukraine and Russia experiencing high losses. Insider previously reported that Bakhmut was being referred to as the meat grinder by soldiers. A retired U.S. Marine fighting alongside Ukrainian forces said a fighter's life expectancy on the front lines in Bakhmut was around 4 hours.
This post received a score of 9,900, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
A retired U.S. Marine fighting alongside Ukrainian forces said a fighter's life expectancy on the front lines in Bakhmut was around 4 hours. Holy shit. That's insane. Terrifying.
Truly, those are Passchendaele numbers. The Zap Brannigan strategy.
We will send wave after wave of our own men at them. Some may be forced through a fine mesh screen for our planet.
They will be the luckiest of all. The best part about dying for Mother Russia? Not having to live in Russia anymore.
Historically, that's very on brand for Russia.
Probably there are machine guns behind the attack waves waiting for anyone who retreat as well.
There were incidents when a Russian platoon would just kill their officer, sergeant, so they don't have anyone to lead the attack.
Sadly, the Russians will just throw more of their citizens at the problem. 100k dead Russians and 1 captured city is a win in the Manchild's book.
Push more bodies over the edge of the demographic cliff.
Yeah. Russia's TFR is like 1.5, and you need 2.1 to have a stable population. Based on that logic, more young male bodies being thrown at this problem just means fewer people to become potential future fathers. I think Putin believes he can get away with it because right over at the border in China, there are 35 million men who will never find a girlfriend, so maybe enough Chinese men will marry Russian women after these men die. But China's TFR is even lower than Russia's, so I don't know what the endgame is here.
I don't think he cares about anything except prolonging war as much as possible. War is literally his life support. I
think that's a problem that can be solved with more ammo.
Or just by asking nicely. Hey, Russian invaders, can you stay in bigger groups together? Thank you.
Or line up in a straight line for a shoot.
Seems like something you wouldn't want your enemy to know.
Unless it's something you want your enemy to think.
Unless you know the enemy knows.
What a sad waste of so many human lives. For what, Putin? Die, you sick psychopath.
At this point, is there any value in trying to hold on to the city from a Ukrainian perspective? Or is this them just trying to further exhaust the ranks of the Russians before fully retreating like they've done before?
It's a tricky thing to figure out because you don't know until afterward when the smoke clears and you start to actually be able to figure out what was going on all along. Leave too early, and it's you missed a chance to hold the Russians back. Leave too late, and it's you sacrificed your troops after it was no longer wise to stay. To some extent these are legitimate criticisms. They don't want to throw lives away like the Russians are doing, but they also know that there's a lot of Russian sausage to chew, and they don't want to run out of Ukraine before they run out of Russians. Anyway, so don't be surprised if it turns out that, on hindsight analysis, it turned out that the very best moment to have fallen back was day X and Ukraine withdrew on day X12 or something.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.